Welcome back to the Can't Stop Talking podcast. This will be a solo episode today, and I am so excited to deliver it to you guys because I have seen a theme with my clients. This is how it always happens. I see a theme going on where my clients are struggling with the same thing. And so I know when my clients are struggling with something, then that means you guys are also struggling with it. So I'm really excited to deliver this episode because once I actually implemented this with my clients, crazy things happen. So today we're going to talk about my favorite topic, and that is manifesting. This is going to be all about manifesting sales, money, clients, like everything manifesting. And my hope for this podcast is that this podcast alone changes something in your brain. It changes something where you realize, oh my God, I have been sleeping on this tool that could actually change my whole entire life and business. And so let's just get right into it. So I had a client message me this week, or it was like last week, and she said, okay, Sam, I get all the visualizations, I get all the affirmations, but like, what's the real work? And I said, that is the real work. And she's like, there must be something more. Like, I need to be doing more. And I was like, that is the real work. Manifestation is the real work. So many of you don't think manifestation is going to fix the problem because it's too fucking easy. That's it. You think you need to do more. You think you need a better strategy. You think you need more because it's not working. And there's no way that it could be an energetic problem because tangibly, you can't see it. Manifestation is not tangible. You actually can't see what's happening in your reality. So you decide that you just aren't doing the right thing. It's not the right strategy, right? And I'm here to say, if you've done all the strategy, right, you need to be putting in the work. Like I'm the first to do the action. I have the stories up, I post, I have my podcast every week, right? I create in the background, like I am doing the work. But when the work isn't working, that means you have an energetic problem. But what happens is we don't want to believe in manifestation. That's it. We decide that there is no way that this could actually change my life. And I'm here to tell you in this episode, this isn't some made up ish. This is real. This is life changing. I have had client after client who have come to me and their sales have been down. Their sales have been plummeting. And I changed one thing. And that one thing was getting them energetically behind their product. And then the craziest stuff happened. So that is the real work. But here's the thing. We decide if something is too easy, there's no way that it can get us results, right? So for example, on my journey to really like figuring out a diet that didn't make me go crazy. I tried every diet in the book. I did Whole30. I did keto, I did military diet, like you name it, I've done it. And then I finally asked the universe, like, I just need something that's not going to take up my whole mental capacity. And this clearly isn't working. I haven't lost the weight. And I finally found the book Intuitive Eating. And basically it said, listen to your body. Your body knows exactly what to eat. Intuitively, if you listen to your body, you can eat whatever you want, even cookies, but your body knows what it needs. And as long as you listen to it, you're going to feel amazing. What happened? I did that. And then I started intuitively using that with my workouts. So instead of going to the gym 5 days a week and going to these really hard workout classes, I actually started waking up and saying, wait, what do I want to do today? And I decided like, wait, I just want to walk today. So I started walking and I started doing less workout classes, even though society says to get to your goal, you have to work harder, right? You have to go to all these hard workout classes. You have to eat super clean. You have to do these things. It has to be hard. Guess what happened, you guys? I started walking, I started eating whatever I wanted, and I dropped 20 pounds. And so you have been built from society to think that you have to work harder. That's limiting belief. And so once you realize that manifestation gets to be this effing easy and it actually works, it really gets to be doing the exercise that you want to do. Listen, all of these things, visualizations, affirmations, journaling, any technique, 369 method with whisper technique, all these techniques from TikTok, they're all doing one thing. They're getting you into the feelings of feeling like your manifestation's already here. So you actually don't need any of these techniques, right? All they're doing is making you believe that you are already that person who has what they want. You're the person who has the sales. You're the person who's the multiple six-figure business owner. You are the person who has clients flocking to the inbox. This is all these techniques are doing, right? But they get you into the feelings of, oh my God, this is here now. So you actually don't need to do the techniques if you can just get yourself every day thinking the thoughts, taking the action, feeling the feelings of, I am already at that next level. That's all you need to do. Simple, simple, simple. And so what's going on though, right? People aren't doing it. That's what's going on, my loves. You guys just aren't doing it, right? It's that simple. I'm a victim as well, right? And why don't we do it? Because we can't tangibly see it. It's like going to the gym for 5 days and you can't see the weight come off, right? You're not going to be able to see it. You're not going to be able to see the weight come off until like 3 months down the line. But we decide manifestation's not real because we can't see it with our own eyes. And so we feel like we are doing these techniques and it's going into the ether, right? I'm here to tell you this shit is real. This shit is life-changing. And it might be the only thing you need to change in your business to start changing your reality. So let me explain what happened. 2 of my clients, some in my mastermind and some in my private coaching, they all had this feeling of like, it's not working. And so I finally gave the tough love and I said, listen, what's not working is you saying it's not working. What's not working is the excuses you're giving. What's not working is you saying no one wants to pay for this. It's the economy we're in, right? No one wants to buy this product at this time of year. No one sees me as that type of coach, right? No one has the money to buy this. Limiting belief after limiting belief after limiting belief, right? And I heard it all. I've heard it all, you guys. I've heard there's no way someone would buy this in a pandemic, right? There's no way that someone's going to spend this amount of money on that. There's no way. For example, one of my clients is like, all my clients are feeling this way. How am I supposed to say this isn't real? Because it's still a limiting belief that you are deciding inside which is real for you. I'm not even kidding. And so what happened? I gave that tough love. I said, what's not working is you're not working it, right? You're not taking these limiting beliefs that you're telling me daily as your coach and actually writing them down and saying, these are limiting beliefs. These aren't ultimately true. And this isn't what I want in my reality. You aren't changing the thoughts that you're saying. You're constantly saying, no one's buying this. No one's going to effing buy this. It's the law. That's how it works. Like, period. It's the same concept of if you're walking around being like, men to your friends, you're like, I really want a boyfriend. Then you're like, men are the worst. You're just going to meet bad men, right? Because one, you're going to manifest it, but you're also going to filter your brain to see all the bad things, right? You're going to see the people not buying. And what happens when you see the people not buying? You're not going to show up in your power deciding that people want this. That's what's going to happen. But it's also on an energetic field, right? And so I had this discussion with my client. I was like, you need to see yourself differently. You need to take all these limiting beliefs that you constantly tell me are true, that no, it's just the economy. I can't change the economy. No, these are limiting beliefs. I had to get real with them. I was like, these are limiting beliefs. I don't care that you tell me that they're real for you. They're not real. They're absolutely not real. And how do I know they're not real? Because I've seen it work time and time again. And so in the beginning of my business, I only taught energetics, right? I barely did the strategy. And so in the beginning of my business, I had a client come to me and it was, you guys might have heard this story before if you've been in my world, but she was an esthetician and she came to me in December of the pandemic. It was like dead in the pandemic, right? It was probably like, I don't know, 2020, like December of 2020, it was like dead in the pandemic. And she was an esthetician, meaning that she worked on people's skins, doing their facials. And she was like, Sam, no one wants to come in. Like, it's December. Everyone just wants to buy gifts for everyone else because it's Christmas. No one wants to come in and get their face, their face done if they're just going to be wearing masks. Why would they need a facial, right? And so I was like, these are limiting beliefs, my love. And so she came to me and she was like, I really want to sign 37 clients this month. Like, I want to have 37 clients on my list, on my esthetician list. Like, I was like, perfect, amazing. Or maybe that wasn't it, you guys. It was that she was like, I want 17 clients. That's what she wanted. disregard me. She wanted 17 clients and she came to me and she was like, I really want 17 clients. And I was like, all right, we're going to have to work on your mindset. And so we got rid of all those limiting beliefs. We changed the scenario. We changed what was going on. And we said, people actually do want to buy from you, right? People are wearing these masks and they're breaking out and they need an esthetician. And what does an esthetician do? They make them feel good about themselves. They make them more confident. If they're more confident, they'll be more confident to go out and pursue their dreams or to go on that date that they want. And we just kept going. We just changed the narrative of why they needed her right now and why they were going to pay her. And we changed the story of what was going on. And when we changed that freaking story, you guys, she came back to me and she said, I signed 37 clients this month. That is the most I have ever signed in my life. That's the difference. We didn't change anything else. And so what happened? I told my client this story last week and I was like, I've heard every excuse in the book, right? I hear what you're saying, but it's not freaking real. And this is the time more than ever to apply this manifestation. So she applied manifestation. She woke up the next day and she said she decided that she was going to have an amazing day, that miracles were going to come, that people are going to buy from her, that things were going to be different. And up until that point, her month was looking really slow. She woke up the next day. Are you guys ready for this? She had 7 bookings. 7. She had not seen that all month. And the one thing she did is she changed her energy. She changed the stories she was telling herself. She changed what was possible for herself. She did the work that you don't think is going to work. She did that work, right? And so once you start seeing yourself differently, your reality starts shifting. Imagination trumps willpower every time. What does this mean? What your mind is telling you, what you see for yourself, what you visualize for yourself, what you see as your future will trump the action you take every day, right? Because your mind is a robot. So if you just imagine yourself doing it, it's going to do exactly what you tell it to. So if you just decide like, okay, I'm going to wake up and like build this business, that's not going to work if you don't believe you can. If you instead visualize like, this is made for me. Like I see myself as this businesswoman. I see myself as this multiple 6-figure businesswoman, then your body is just going to take the action naturally because it acts as if a robot. And so here's the thing. If you've been doing all the strategy and it's not working, right? You've been working so hard. I want you to take a step back and look at what are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself that no one wants to buy from you? Are you telling yourself that it's just too hard for someone like you? Are you telling yourself that no one has the money right now? One I want to say about that is you don't know what money people have and don't. We act like everyone on this earth is poor. Right? That's just not true. People have the money. People have excess amount of money. People have crazy amounts of money to actually pay you. You're just telling yourself that everyone doesn't have the money. Everyone needs to be on a payment plan. That's not true. That's literally not true. There are so many women with so much money actually, but you're just deciding that that's what's happened in your reality. So I want you to sit down and I want you to really see what are these freaking stories you're telling yourself. Like I need to know what is going on in that mind that you are telling yourself of how sales can come in, how clients can come in, how money can come in. What are the lies that you're constantly saying, right? Because here's the truth. This is the truth. It's already yours. It's already yours. But you are telling stories and limiting of beliefs why you can't have something. You are putting conditions on the way that things work out for you. You are deciding these things energetically, and that is what is happening in your reality. It's time to wake the fuck up. It's time to do the work that you can't see the tangible results from, or that you decide is too easy, or you decide it wouldn't work for a girl like me because it's never worked in the past. It's time to wake up. It's time to decide if they can do it, I can't do. And here, when I decide, oh, this isn't working right now, what do? I go on to a podcast like this. I listen to someone who has manifested the clients, who has changed their life, who has manifested the house and all these things, right? So I can get into the feelings of this is possible for me. And so I want you to sit back and ask yourself, what are these lies that I've been telling myself for days, weeks, months, right? And I've been doing the strategy and it's just not working. If you are doing the strategy and you're telling yourself it's just not working, I want you guys to look at the belief of it's just not working. Ask yourself, how have you been putting these conditions on something? And then watch as you decide the next day that you're going to make your own reality, and how things going to go for you now is that people are going to die to work with you. People are passing their money over. People can't get enough of you. People want to soak everything up. You are the most sought after in the industry. I want you to message me the next day when your reality shifts, when your whole reality changes, right? Because it's up to this one thing. And I just told this story on one of my clients' podcasts about, I always felt like the ugly duckling out of my friend group when I lived in the city. I had very, very beautiful friends. I love my friends so much, but I just had this inner like feeling of being like the ugly duckling. And I was just like, boys don't come up to me, yada, yada, yada. And then I thought it was like, weight. I thought it was the way I looked, all these things, till I realized you can manifest anything. Until I realized the stories I was telling myself in my head was that I was the ugly duckling, that nothing worked out in my favor, that I never got what I wanted. And so what did I do? I did the freaking work, right? I did the work. I said the affirmations. I journaled. I did the visualizations. I did the subconscious work. I did the NLP. I switched the filters in my brain, because the filter that was there was telling me no one wants you. I switched the filter in my brain to everyone wants me. And then what happened in my reality? It started coming true. I got asked on dates. I would get asked on second and third dates. People were falling in love with me. I had this affirmation, you guys. I can't believe I tell people this. I had this affirmation that said, I am everyone's dream girl. I have been called dream girl 3 times in the past couple months. I never heard that before in my life. These are real things. The things you tell yourself will come into your reality. You will hear the same affirmations that you tell yourself in your daily life. You just need to do the work. And it's just like working out. Maybe it'll take a month. Maybe it'll only take 1 day. Maybe it'll take 3 months. But you have programmed this shit in for how many years? It's going to take you a little while to program it out. So if you like this episode and you're like, God damn, I need more of this. Like, this is exactly the kind of conversation I need to be around, the thing that's going to really change everything for me. Join my membership. It is currently only $19.99 a month, which is insane. But this month is all about manifesting money. So it comes with an action plan, but we're also doing a masterclass on manifesting money. Why can't I say it? On manifesting money, which I am the freaking queen of. I am the manifesting queen. There's a Q&A also, and it comes with literally hours of bonuses, like $385 worth of bonuses. You get all included in the membership for $19.99 a month. It is a freaking steal. I think we already have like close to 20 members, which is insane. And it just opened 2 weeks ago. So I'm so excited. Come join us there. You're not going to regret it. It is going to be an amazing month, and you are going to see your whole reality absolutely change. I love you so, so much. If you want to join the membership, it is in the notes. And that's it. Have the best ever weekend whenever you're listening to this. And if you see your reality change, which you will if you apply this stuff, message me. I love hearing about these things.